What is going on, the Bomb Squad? This is Don the Bomb, and I am back for another exciting, action-packed wrestling figure unboxing and review. So, what do you think about Imperium? Is Imperium really a thing anymore? I don't know. Giovanni Vinci, no longer a member of the WWE roster, at least I think. Ludwig Kaiser, we barely see anymore. Let alone we don't even see him with the Ring General Gunther. So is Imperium really still a thing? I don't know. Regardless, whether it is or not, I have Imperium right here. I got it last week, or actually it was the Memorial Day sale, I believe, at Mattel Creations. There was, I think, a 30% off of certain in-stock items, one of which being Imperium, which I was playing the long game on, and it finally paid off. So what was regularly $60, I believe it cost me around $40, a little over $40, so I will take that and run, because Mattel Creations is the only place where you could get this, except for, I believe it was at Ringside Collectibles, but they ran out of stock a while ago. And maybe you obviously can get them on eBay or some of these other third-party places. But anyway, let's get into Imperium. A pretty cool group while it lasted. There they are in the plastic prison, as my YouTube friend Kyle Peterson says. Sorry about the glare. That's what happens with the plastic prison. There they both are right there. I'm definitely a fan of Ludwig Kaiser. You know, they were using him a lot almost every week until 2 or 3 months ago, and they barely use him now, so he's kind of drifted down the card. There they are. The better days for Imperium. There we go. Elite. We have Imperium, and there's the barcode and other jibber jabber. All right, let's see what it says in here. It says, "Ladies and gentlemen, Imperium demands all your gratitude. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci have the utmost respect for battles held within the ropes of a WWE ring, and complete lack of respect for anyone who does not hold up to their high standards of performance. Some may view them as arrogant, though they would say they are the only ones with integrity for Imperium. The mat is sacred." Why don't they let Ludwig Kaiser talk a little more on the mic? He's actually pretty funny. And the way he holds the microphone is priceless. Like right there. Look at that. Classic. Anyway, let's get into Imperium. Or let's try to get into Imperium. And if for those people that collect them and leave them in their package, you have the nice Imperium with the pillars in the back. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And each one of these guys have had basic main event series wrestlers in the past. I was holding off on Elites, which luckily came out in the form of this pack right here. So, let's see what the fuss is about. All right, the accessories, the only accessories they seem to have are these extra hands. Let's get them out of there. We have a couple of We're Number One pointy fingers. We have a couple of fists, in case someone wants to throw down with Imperium. Actually, there's 2 sets of fists, so both members of Imperium can throw down. Like to see that. All right, let's get into them themselves. Let's start off with Giovanni Vinci. Unfortunately for Mr. Vinci, he did not have many opportunities to speak on camera. Probably didn't have too much of the mic skills or the charisma. That's probably why they didn't let him do too much talking. But he had the physique legends are made of. Get these little thingamajobbers out of the way, the little ties. Always trusty have the scissors around. Or it's always good to have the trusty scissors around, I should say. There he is right here. Kind of looks like him. Not too bad. Whether it does or not, that's the only elite we'll have of him. And there is the reddish maroon brown soft goods Velcro jacket. 2 gripping hands out of the package. The trunks match. There it is right there, Giovanni Vinci. We have the black knee pads, and there are the black and white trim boots. Yes, it's a Vinci. It's a Giovanni Vinci. You know, and after Imperium broke up, we didn't see him for a while after he got beat up on by Imperium. And then underneath is another soft goods shirt, a t-shirt that says Imperium. And that's Velcro in the back. Do I really want to get into the physiques and everything like that? No, it'll just take forever to take this stuff on and off. But it's cool to have 2 different sets of soft goods. Can't go wrong with that. So real quick, we will do the articulation. Head goes around, up and down. I'm sure we have the bicep cut, double jointed. I don't know if they're pinned or pinless. I guess that's one thing I could have figured out when I took off the jacket, but whatever. Removable hands, ab crunch, waist turns. The legs don't split. I don't want to risk breaking it, but yeah, I've had a couple breaks this year and I don't want any more. So we have the double jointed pinned knees, it looks like. Maybe I can't tell. Oh, it's, yeah, pinned knees, it looks like. Yep. We have thigh cut, boot cut, and you never know what you're going to get with the ankles. Unfortunately, both of my ankles aren't moving too much. Hate to see it. Heartbreak and disappointment. Anyway, there's Vinci. And we'll go over to his partner, Ludwig Kaiser, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the boyfriend of the SmackDown Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton. So good for him. I guess that's what happens when you are aesthetically pleasing, as he used to say. I think he said he was better than 99.9% of the men out there, or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember, but something like that. But like I said, he hasn't really been used too much the last couple of months, but I guess he's in a better spot than his boy Giovanni Vinci. And of course, they have the hands behind the back in that typical Imperium pose. There's the face scan right there, which it looks like Ludwig Kaiser. Now, I believe they could do a better scan of probably both these guys, so maybe there'll be a better one out there. But he has the same, maroon brownish soft goods jacket, which matched the Gunther Ultimate they came out about a year and a half or so ago in that same color scheme, which I do not have. I will not do articulation with him because we already seen it with Vinci, but we'll bring in some figure comparisons. We'll bring in their leader of Imperium, and this is the ringside exclusive Ring General Gunther / Walter from about, 3 or 4 years ago, back when he was in NXT UK. But yeah, it's a pretty cool figure, but back in these days, I think he was a little more plump. Lost a lot of weight when he went to the main roster, and he's had so much success since then. Won the Intercontinental title, the Heavyweight Championship. He's done it all, and there's his lackeys right there. And then a Jazzwares figure, AEW Pac, a fellow, not really countryman, but he's a foreigner too. And there he is right there. So not bad. You can see the height comparison there. Pac is not a tall guy anyway, so yeah, that's what it's all about. What do you think about Imperium? Yeah, I don't think they're really around anymore, but what can you do? It was a moment in time that we will not forget. And it's propelled Gunther to where he is now. For Vinci, we'll see what happens with him in his career. Giovanni Vinci, who the hell knows where he's at right about now. But remember this, the Bomb Squad. And if you're not already a member of the Bomb Squad, what are you waiting for? What are you doing? Subscribe, or I'm going to send Imperium after your asses. Believe that. Anyway, just remember these words from your boy, and everything will be A-OK. And that is, all that glitter isn't gold. Until the next one, peace. Imperium. Ooh, baby.